is Saksham Dikshit and this is my channel Pen Test Diaries. So today I'll give the complete walkthrough of one of the machine of Hack the Box, that's a writer. What are the steps? I'll just try to get it covered in this video. What are the steps? What exactly the techniques we are trying to get it covered in this video. So everything I'll just try to make it that in front of you itself, and even the write-up I'll provide it on my technical blog, and even the ready-made document file write-up is also available on my GitHub repository. You can take it directly from there. So let's go to my machine and let's see like how to get it compromise this machine. So before going further with this machine to get it compromised, I think I have to give you the blog link of mine where exactly I'm posting all my blogs. Whatever the videos I've created so far on the YouTube and whatever the write-up I have created so far, it belongs to either the Valhub related or the Hack the Box related or red teaming related. All those stuff you can find it over here itself. You can visit this blog. Okay, and this is my technical channel where I have posted all the videos which I have created so far related to either the Valhub, red teaming or Hack the Box retired machine itself. So I have created every stuff over here itself, so you can subscribe my channel and you can visit that and provide your feedback. So now we'll go to the machine, how to get it compromised that. So we are talking about the machine that's a writer. Okay, so in this machine the first command we have to get it trigger over here itself, that's nmap command. We try to understand like what type of ports are running over there itself. On the basis of that we try to understand like what our approach for it. Let's wait for the result to get completed and then we'll go for further. So now as the scan nmap is run completely, and by that way I'm getting the output at port 22 is enabled over here, port 80 is enabled over here, and 139 is a port and 445. Okay, so the next step is we have to go ahead further with that. Okay, so the next step is we simply have to find like on port 80 one more thing which I just want to tell you, like we have the writer.htb. this is one of the host entry, so we have to put that host entry also so that we have that in our host file. Okay, so I'll put it that. So we simply have to fire this instead of opening the /etc/host file. We simply have to run this and we added that. Okay, so that's it. Now we have to go to the browser and try to get it access writer.htb, and I'll put http first. Okay, then I'll try to run it. So this is a looks like a static page in front of me, nothing, it's just a content based static page. Okay, so next step what exactly we have to do it, we have to look around for the subdirectory for it. Okay, just to find the subdirectory we are using a first just to get it identify like what are the subdirectories is available in this web page. Okay, so I'll just run this command and wait for the output. So over here we can see like couple of subdirectories over here, and we have to look for the administrative first. Okay, so let's go back to the browser and I'll try for the administrative. So I'm getting some admin login page over itself, so it's look like I can try for injection of those stuffs to get it login inside of it, but instead of that as I'm seeing couple of other ports are also enabled which looks like SMB port. Okay, so let me look around for the SMB port first. Is there any possibility for it to go ahead further with that or not? If it is not a possibility, then in that case we'll coming back to the browser and try for the SQL injection. Okay, so next step is we simply have to go for, as the SMB port is enabled over here, so we simply have to fire the command SMB map just to try to get understand like what are the shared folders are enabled over here. I think something is wrong. I simply have to write okay single R, wait for the results. I think something is getting wrong. Due to some reason my VPN is not working, so I've restarted my machine once again and now it's working fine. Okay, so now we'll go ahead further with that. As I'm running this MB map, I'm getting some output. These are the share folder which is exposed for that target machine. Okay, now I'll try for the RPC client. Okay, when I try to hit it enter, I can see like I can go inside of it. run help, and I can see these are the commands I can try with this. But my main command which I wanted to be get it run over here, it's this. Okay, I'll try to run this. Okay, and let's see what are the users coming out of it. Okay, so I can see only one user is having the entry over here. Okay, so I'll try to query a user, and let's see what's the output we are getting it. Only for the Kyle user we try to run the query, and let's see is there any output. So it's get it confirmed completely. We have the username as Kyle. Okay, so actually like I don't have any idea after that what exactly I have to do it at the time when I have tried for this machine. But unfortunately I have one idea, like why don't I try for brute forcing the password for it, and the best option is for this is the Hydra. So I try with the Hydra over here, and I'm using the same word list, that's RockU. User I already have it, so I'll try to fetch the password only for this user, but this script will take, like Hydra will take almost 2 to 3 years or more than that also. It depends on the what type of processor you have it on your system. You'll get the output of it. So in my case it's almost take more than 2 or 3 years itself to get it complete, and I'm getting the password for it. So I'll just run that, and I'm not sure whether the password is get it fetch out of it. It take a lot of time. Once again, I know the password already, so I'll use the password directly. So when you are trying to replicate the same stuff, so you have to be very careful. You have to be patient from your side, so it will take a time for you to get that password out of this list. Okay, so it's not at all you simply have to run it and you get the password. This is the one way. Once I have the password with me, I simply have to log in for this user, the target machine, and with that credential which I'm having it already. So by this way we are going inside of the Kyle writer. Okay, and what I have to do, I simply have to go to the home folder, and let me see how many user we have it. So we have one John and one is Kyle. Okay, I'll go inside of the Kyle and let's see. So we can get the user.txt. This is the first flag, initial flag which we get it. Okay, so the first section is complete for this machine. Now we'll go for the next section for it. So unfortunately when we complete this section, we have to figure out what type of rights this user is have it, and on the basis of that we can elevate our rights. Okay, just to get it elevate, I simply have to run this command just to try to understand what type of rights this user is have it. Is there any possibility to elevate it with this rights or not? So I simply done it, and I'm getting one of the files. This I call it as a disclaimer. Okay, so this file I'll try to get it access and see the content out of it. Okay, so let me try to get it access this file. So you can see that this is the content for it. So it's a type of send mail type of thing. We try to send a mail, and on the basis of that when it's get triggered we get the shell of the John. Okay, so this script, when we try to get it modify, we are putting a one liner inside of it, and by one way Python based one script we are creating over here, which I'll provide you in front, like I'll just put it in front of you just in few seconds. And when we try to get it triggered, that Python file, automatically we get that reverse shell on another listening port, and by that way we get the John rights. Okay, so now we'll take it forward. First of all, I'll create one file which I call it as a shell.py. I hope my IP address is still the same. I hope, yeah, it's same. Okay, so what I'll go to the temp folder, then I'll create nano shell.py. okay, I'll put this script. Okay, and then I'll simply save it. Now I'll go for the another one which I call it as a disclaimer, which I've already shown you at what exactly the customization we have to do inside of this file, that I'm doing it right now. So nano disclaimer, okay, we'll put the content inside of it. and I'll try to get it saved. Okay, now there is one catch, like if we individually doing the stuffs one by one, it's difficult for us. Like one file either we get deleted or it's not working for us appropriately. So in my case what I did, like let me run the listener first. Okay, I'm running the listener now, and let me run that command. So by this way I try to copy the disclaimer which I have customized it, and at the same time I'm running shell.py also. Oh, you can see now that file is not present. So automatically after some time itself the file is get deleted. So every time that file is getting deleted, let me check. Disclaimer is also not there, I think. Okay, so now the listener is running. We have to do the same step once again. Okay, shell.py, be ready with that content and be fast. Okay, I'll copy the content once again, put it, save. Okay, now I'll go for disclaimer. Okay, save, and now I run this command. I think I get the shell. Okay, that's it. So we have to be a bit faster in this case. We have to customize both the script at the same time, run it at the one go. Like we have to copy that customized file to that appropriate location and trigger our shell also. So by that way we get the John writes. Okay, now as I'm working like a John right now, so first thing I have to do, I just have to fetch out the private key of it so that I have a stable shell of it. Okay, so what I did, I simply have to go to the home folder of it, and then to the John, then to .ssh, and let me check whether I have the IDSC file. Okay, so I'll simply try to get it, access this file. Okay, so this file I have to go and get it copy on my system. I have already copied it, so I'll try to see whether it's the same or not. Okay, perfect, it's look like same only. Okay, what else we have to do it, then we have to change the permission 600 id underscore rsa. Okay, and then we'll try for it ssh John, and then with this we have to wait for it. So reset connection for 6-inch key. Okay, let me try to do that. Okay, and run it now. No, some issue is happening. Wait a minute. Okay, maybe some fault is happening. I try to get it run third time. I'm getting that John writes. Okay, so now I am exactly instead of as in this machine as a John. Okay, now what's the next step for it? After becoming a John, we have to run the same command once again, try to get it understand what type of privileges this this user is having on the basis of that we had to go ahead with the root privileges or to be a root. Okay, so as I'm seeing that app.conf, so I have the right over here. Okay, so one thing which I am doing over here is I'll go to the temp folder and I'll try to get it understand what type of cron jobs are running. Like is there any cron job is running at the backside of this machine itself. If I'll try to get it understand that whatever cron job is running, I'll try to use that cron jobs to go ahead further and maybe we can get that reversion. Okay, so I'll do one thing. I'll run. Okay, so I'll run over here 8000. Okay, and then I'll try to run over here wget http 10.10.14.14 8000 pspy32. Okay, so this is straightforward. This package is available on GitHub. I'll provide the link also of it. So by that way you can simply have to download on your system and try to get it copy on your target machine. I'll simply have to run it and then I'll change the permission of this file. Okay, we'll wait for the output. So as I'm seeing the logs over here, I can see couple of places. I can see apt-get update. Okay, so I feel like apt-get update is running after some certain time itself, or some timer is set it over there for apt-get update to get it trigger. So what exactly I have to do, I'll stop this process right away, and on another, I'll just go to another one of the machine. Wait, okay, I don't require this anymore, so I'll run, okay, 9000 over here. Why I have run that listener over there? Actually, now we are going forward to get that control of the root user. Okay, to get the control of the root user, we simply have to customize this section. I'll go to this folder which we having the right. We have already checked with the find file that find command. We have already identified like what type of rights we have it for this file. So I'll simply run, go to this complete directory section, and now what I do, I simply have to push this one-liner script. It's a triggering reverse shell, and whenever that apt-get is getting triggered once again, we get the reverse shell. Okay, so I'll simply run this and wait for it. Okay, so we have to wait for it to get that reverse shell. So finally we get the reverse shell of root. We have to wait almost for 2 to 3 minutes, and then after that we can get the root shell. Okay, so this command I have already mentioned you like what is it, the stuff we are doing it over here. Okay, so in this case it's a straightforward single liner one liner command for it. Okay, and by which we are getting the reverse shell of it. So nothing is a fishy type of stuff over here. We simply have to write this content inside of the shell command, shell file which we are creating inside of this directory apt.conf.d, and whenever that process cron job is getting triggered again and again, then after that this file is getting triggered and we get the reverse shell. Now we go to the root folder and we can see the root.txt file. Okay, so I'll just provide you the complete summary once again of this machine, what exactly we have did it so far in this machine and what exactly the steps we are taking it. So in this machine, the first step we have to run the nmap, and we are figure out that port are port 22, 139, port 80, 445 are running over there itself. Then we'll go for port 80, and there is an entry of the host name over there itself, so we try to put it the host entry also. Then after that we'll go for browser to get it access that complete writer.htb, and by that way we have to proceed one step further for it, just to get it identify what are the subdirectories is present for this website, and by that way we have identified like these are the actual ports, these are the actual subdirectories is present for this target web application, and by that way I'm taking one step further for it, and I'll just try to get it access the administrative subdirectory for it. But unfortunately I feel like I have to go for some other ports also which is available, like SMB ports 139 and 445 is enabled on the target machine, so I'll try for that also, and by that way SMB map is one of the go-to command. I can say the package is available for me. I'll try with that, and couple of shared section is enabled for me, and then I'll go with the RPC client, and then by that way I'm identifying one of the user which is of the target machine itself. I'm just identifying the username, and by that way I'll take it help of Hydra, and by that way I'll crack the password of the Kyle, and by that way I'm using that credential which I'll crack it by the Hydra and go inside of that SSH. Once I go inside of it, I'll get the user.txt file, and by that I'll just go ahead further with that machine, and I'll try to get it find like what type of rights is present for that user itself, and on the basis of that we have to take it forward. So unfortunately I have identified like there is a disclaimer file is present which related to the mail system itself, so we'll try to make it one script, Python based script for the mails, and this disclaimer we are just we are putting one liner reverse shell itself inside of that file, and try to get it customized at the same time in triggering the shell also we get that control of the John, and once we get the control of the John we try to understand what type of writes we have it for the John user, and we have ultimately identifying like couple of cron jobs are running and one of the cron jobs related to the apt-get update. So we'll try for that directory which is we are getting as a write, the John is having the write, we try to customize that. We are creating a one liner instead of the shell file which we're creating inside of that same directory which having the writes by the John, and we had to wait for it to get it triggered. Once it get triggered, we get the root shell. So that's all about the stuff which I try to get it covered in this machine. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like my video, please like it, subscribe my channel. If you like to give any feedback, please provide the feedback in a comment section of this video. If you like to connect me, you can connect me on LinkedIn. The LinkedIn profile link is provided in the description section of this video. So thank you so much once again. Take care. Bye bye.